I was a failure, probably like the biggest failure at one point in my life, and I still fail. And the only way I learned about failure is that I'm gonna talk about be a failure. I was a failure. I was probably like the biggest failure at one point in my life, and I still fail. So one thing I learned about failing is that it teaches you a lot of, like, besides all those, like, those cheesy ones where, like, oh, like, being a failure is one way of learning and getting closer to your goal. Like, sure, that's good too, but honestly, when you lose a game, or when you lose, it doesn't have to be a game. Or for example, if you're playing like a little chess game and then you lost, right? Like, oh, telling yourself, oh, good job, you shake hands and all of that, but then really deep inside of your head, it's like, bro, I want to win. But honestly, I learned a lot in my failures. So number one, the one thing I learned is that you have to keep failing until it works. It was Thomas Edison that made the light bulb, right? And he had thousands of failures before he finally found one way that works to build a light bulb. And so that's one thing I learned, is that you have to keep failing until it works, right? And also be practical too, right? Like, for example, if you want to be a basketball player, like, professionally, like if you want to be in the NBA, but like you're built, like you're only like 5'1", and you weigh about one, I don't know, 100 pounds, and or if you want to be a football player, but then you're only like 100 pounds and you're really small, and be realistic too, right? Obviously, you can play those sports for fun, but in terms of like being professional, obviously the odds are against you. Even if you're 6'5" and like 230 pounds, getting into pro basketball or NFL, it's already hard enough. So imagine if you're a smaller guy and you're trying to be pro. So obviously, that's what I'm trying to get at, is that you have to be practical, right? Practicality is also one thing that you have to understand. um but essentially in everything, right? For example, if you want to start a business, if you want to start a YouTube channel, if you want to write a book, or you want to start a clothing store, or whatever it is, it takes a lot of failure and it takes a lot of time, right? And the only way I learned about failure is that it's only a failure if you quit. So, which brings me to number two, right? The only way to lose is to quit, right? Imagine if Thomas Edison decided to quit on his, I don't know, 100 tries of trying to make the light bulb. We wouldn't have light bulbs, right? So the only way to really fail is to quit. So that's one thing I tell myself, is that in order for me to achieve whatever I want, there are a couple things in life that I want to do right now. Right, number one is I want to get my black belt in jiu-jitsu. Right, and jiu-jitsu is very hard. um, I get smashed every time when I roll with someone. Number two is I want to get my YouTube channel to be at least a million subscribers, right? In, like, I don't know, a year or 2 years. I'm gonna keep doing it. Until I reach that a million subscribers. And number three, I want to have my business on my own, so that yeah, have my own business, man. I don't know, like, I really want to work for myself. I don't care if I'm making like $30,000 a year or 50,000 a year. If if I have my own business and I'm working for myself, bro, I'm happy, right? So I'm achieving those things in life, and I know I'm failing a lot, right? Like, um even here on YouTube, right? Like, I've started back in 2019, and I posted inconsistently. There are some haters, there's some things that was said, like, and there were times where, like, I took a long break on YouTube, but now I'm back. Like, there's things that I learned throughout, which is the only way to lose is to quit, honestly. So just keep on trying. Three is to keep learning from mistakes, right? You got to learn from your mistakes. You can't just keep doing the same thing over and over again and expect a different result, right? Like if you know one thing is not working, try a different thing. you know, for example, if if you're doing something and I what do you call this? I learned this somewhere. I forgot where I learned it from, but consistency is about improving just 1% every day. If you could just show up, half of the battle is already done, right? If you show up, if you just press record, if you want to start a YouTube channel, and if you want to get to like a a bigger channel, half of the battle is just clicking that record button, right? So that's just how how I perceived it, is that you just have to start. Basically, start, and you're gonna make mistakes, and you're gonna make a lot of them. However, if you keep going, if you keep moving forward, get better 1% every day, eventually you will get there, right? It's like going to the gym, right? Going to the gym for 2 hours doesn't make you fit. Going to the gym for 5 hours twice a week doesn't make you fit, right? You might see some definitions, you might see some, a little bit of changes, but if you do that for like a year and then you stop, you're probably not going to see a lot of changes. However, if you work out for 30 minutes for the rest of your life, I guarantee you're probably going to be one of the healthiest individual in your friend group. So it's about consistency and discipline, and you have to keep learning from your mistakes. Number 4, enjoy the losses rather than the wins. The thing that I always put, and I say this to myself sometimes, is that if you lose, you'll learn more from being a loser, right? Because when you win, you're kind of put into this mentality where like, okay, I guess I'm the winner, and I don't really have to work on anything anymore. However, if you lose, you're like, oh man, I lost. I might have done something wrong in that situation. Let me do something. Let me do something differently. So, yeah, just enjoy the losses rather than the wins. Number 5, there are no losers or winners in life. At the end of the day, we're all gonna die, right? We're all gonna die. No one's gonna stay here forever. So might as well do the things that you love the most, because at the end of the day, there's no losers or winners. It's all in the head. It's all in the head. No one really cares if you win. No one really cares if you lose. Yes, people might say like, oh wow, you won, congratulations, or oh man, too bad you lost. It's okay, you'll get him next time. Who cares? At the end of the day, we're all gonna die, and nothing in this world will ever matter unless if you do something. So this is why I made this channel, is because I want to show people about my life, right? And also the things that I learned as well. So let's keep going. Let's keep getting forward, moving forward, and just remember, you're built differently. Mwah.